Okay, welcome to the NovaBACKUP demo here. Let's go ahead and get started. We arrived here at the home page. Let's check the product version. This is the NovaBACKUP Business Essentials version. Now coming into the software, you can see that we have the Express Wizard Virtual Dashboard, Image Backup, and Cloud Backup options. The Express Wizard is mainly meant for end-user backup. If we want to process larger backups, we recommend that we process that from the Backup tab here. The Virtual Dashboard is for users who are running a Windows Server 2012 operating system and wish to manage their VMware or Hyper-V backups from the virtual dashboard. And we do have Image Backup for bare metal backup. That'll get you a backup of the operating system, all your programs and all your program data. And that'll basically bring it up to the current state when you run that image backup. And we do support cloud storage backup services. Okay, so let's go over to the Copy tab here. Now the Copy tab, this is for if you need to move files in their native format from one machine to another. It's basically a very organized copy-paste feature that NovaBACKUP offers. And then we'll go ahead and go forward here into the Backup tab. Now this is where we want to process the weekly backups or the daily backups. We can schedule that. This is file level backup. We can schedule this to be weekly, daily, many different operations we can run for that. Let's go ahead and start by making a job here. As you can see, we'll start with the backup name. So we'll call this a weekly full backup. Okay, and let's select something here. Let's go into my C drive. Let's see, I have a folder there ready for us here under the important info. And we're going to go ahead and go down to the backup 2 and select the device. And we have the media name here, which is going to be the weekly full backup as well. Now we're going to go into the settings. And you can see here that we have the ability to either overwrite media or append media with NovaBACKUP. So what that means is overwrite media, you run a backup job, and the next time you run that job, it's going to overwrite the previous backup that was made. Append to media means the next time you back up again, it'll create it as a new backup and save it at the destination device. We do support full backups, incremental, differential, and snapshot. I do personally recommend differential for backup operations, as that backs up everything. It's an accumulative backup, backs up everything from the last full backup. So for this first job that we're going to create, it's going to be full and it's going to be on overwrite media. Let's go to notifications here. And as you can see, we do support email notifications. We can attach a log to that. We'll explain more about the log in a minute. Here you would just enter your email, and that runs off of NovaStore's SMTP server. Let's close out of here. And let's go ahead and run this backup job to that media device that I have attached here. So that's going to run, and while that's running, any backup job that you create or run will be displayed in the status. So anytime you run a backup, an import, or a restore job, that'll display under the status tab here. So let's go over here to the backup tab again. And we can go ahead and schedule this as well. So we can have it scheduled for a daily or a weekly. And there's some other operations I can show you here for scheduling. So let's go ahead and get started there. So we're going to save the changes that we've made. And we're going to change this from a one-time to a weekly, but we do support one-time, minute, hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. So let's choose weekly. Let's have that start on Monday, the 30th here, or the 23rd. And let's say 3 o'clock is fine. And that'll repeat every 1 week on that Monday. Then we're going to run as logged in user, or you can run as specific user. We're going to say OK, and let's go to the schedule tab, and you can see here anything that we schedule will show up under this tab here, the schedule tab, and we have a weekly full backup that shows here. We have some options here. If we right click on that, we can hold the schedule, we can modify the schedule or modify the job, or we could choose to run now, or we could delete and recreate this job. So let's go ahead and check out the status tab where we left. So the backup operation has completed and it was successful. So let's view the log for that. Let's open that. And as you can see here, it's successful, and it does give detailed information about the backup operation. Files selected were 5, files completed were 5. If I click here on files, it'll actually display exactly what files that were selected and that were backed up. So if I wanted to see exactly if a certain file was backed up, I can go in there and check for that. So let's close that log. And additionally, there is a logs tab here, so anytime you run a backup operation or restore or import, there will be a log that generates for that, and it'll display under the logs tab. And you can view it from here as well. Right click and view. Same thing. So now let's back out of that. Let's go back to the backup tab. And so we have this job that we've already set up and scheduled. as you can see here. Now we're going to go ahead and modify this job, and we're going to change some stuff about it. So we're going to call this now a daily differential backup. And we're going to copy that also, and we're going to move it down here to the bottom, and we're going to replace the media name with that as well. And we're going to select the device where we're backing up to, and we're going to change the settings of this job. So we're going to change it from a full backup mode to a differential backup mode. And we'll say OK. And same thing, it's still selected the same data. And we're going to go ahead and save this as a new job. So save weekly full backup as. And then we'll click save. Now that that's saved, we can go ahead and schedule this. And we'll make this a daily backup starting on Tuesday. And at the same time, we can also, because the way I'm going to set it up here, we could set it for the same time, but we can exclude the day that the full backup is running, which will be Monday. So we'll schedule it for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we'll leave off the weekends. And let's go ahead and say OK. So that's scheduled. So I'll go into the schedule tab now, and you can see there we have the daily differential backup that we just scheduled and the weekly full backup. And one more thing, let's go into the device tab now. Now under the device tab, there's some things here that we should go over. We do have the ability to configure our Amazon Simple Share services here, so that's AWS, if you want to back up to Amazon's cloud storage services. We do also, this is where you would need to configure a network attached storage and NAS device. So you'd click there and you'd say OK. And you'd also put the device name here, then you specified the network path, so you'd put the device name and the folder and the subfolder. And if the NAS is domain aware, then you want to include that here as well. And additionally, you want to also specify the NAS credentials, so the username typically is admin, password is typically admin as well. Alright, so let's go back over here and let's head back to the Home tab. And now we'll go over a little bit about the image backup. So we'll open this up and we'll go to Image Backup Schedule, say Next, and we'll make that a full operation. Okay, so now we're going to select the internal hard disk of this machine. And let's go ahead and say Next. And we'll call this, we'll make this a monthly operation. So we'll call this a monthly system image. We'll copy that here. And we'll select our destination. This is an attached media device. And we'll verify after backup. We also have ability to set up encryption for file level backup and image backup as well. So we'll open up the encryption settings here, and I'll just go over that briefly. We support AES 128, AES 192, and AES 256, which is military-grade encryption. So for the purpose of this demo, we're going to leave that out of there, but just wanted to go over that. So let's cancel that, and let's go ahead and say Next. Give the schedule a name. And let's make that a monthly operation. Starting on the 1st of the next month. We can make that, call it 4 o'clock, that's fine. On the 1st of every 1 month is what this means. So repeat on the 1st of the month of every 1 month. So we'll do that. Run as logged in user, and we'll say finish. And we'll go to the schedule tab, and you can see we have 3 scheduled operations here. We have a weekly full backup, and we have a daily differential backup, and a monthly system image. So that's all set now. So anytime that we want to come into these jobs, we can right click, hold these jobs, modify them, modify the schedule or the job, or run now if we'd like. And that pretty much concludes our demo of NovaBACKUP. Thank you for taking time to watch our quick intuitive demo of NovaBACKUP. If you guys have any questions, you can visit our website at NovaBACKUP.com. Thank you.